it. Round one, knockout. Jake Paul, El Gallo de Dorado.
Another first-round stoppage for the problem child. He told us round two, but he delivered it 1 round earlier. Outstanding performance from Jake Paul.
Man, Jake set that up with some good offense, jabbing up top, jabbing to the body. That was a perfect setup, man. He had good movement with his legs.
Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, the international superstar fighting out of Dorado, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio. He weighed in at the cruiserweight limit, 185 pounds, a Sports Illustrated Breakout Boxer of the Year, wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the serial risk taker, the renowned content creator, the popular social media superstar, introducing the problem child, Jake Paul. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, tonight's defending world champion, wearing green camouflage. Undefeated, reigning and defending WBA lightweight champion of the world, introducing Gervonta Davis.
Let's get busy.
Steve Willis, referee for Gervonta Davis. Well, you know, the sport of boxing isn't about who throws the most. It's about who lands the right punch at the right time. Davis, a master of that science, but for Lamont Roach, he...
Continuing from our previous analysis, here is the second part of our deep dive into the potential matchup between Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Today we break down Davis's strengths, weaknesses, and how this fight might unfold inside the ring. Tank Davis, strengths. An elite record. Tank Davis enters this matchup with an exceptional resume. He stacked victory after victory, becoming one of the most respected fighters in his division. Across 30 professional wins, without a single loss and only 1 draw, an incredible 28 have come by knockout. His finishing power speaks for itself. Speed and technical skill. Davis is one of those rare fighters who can jump between weight classes and still dominate top-tier opponents. His ability to control distance, slip punches, and deliver precise counters gives him a technical edge over most challengers. Point 3. Explosiveness. They call him Tank for a reason. He combines sharp timing with sudden bursts of power, capable of ending a fight in a single moment. His explosiveness makes him dangerous at any second of any round. Davis has fought and beaten elite boxers. He knows how to read an opponent, study their rhythm, and expose weaknesses with patience and precision. His ring IQ is one of his greatest assets. Tank Davis, weaknesses. 1. Physical disadvantages. Against Jake Paul, Davis walks in facing a massive size difference. Paul is significantly heavier, stronger, and much bigger overall. This size gap can affect Davis's ability to absorb shots or push inside against a heavier frame. Standing at 165 centimeters, Tank is nearly 20 centimeters shorter than Jake Paul. That reach disadvantage could make it harder for him to establish range or land clean entries without taking risks. Because this matchup is categorized as an exhibition, Davis may not approach it with the same professional intensity he brings to his championship bouts. That mental shift could impact his sharpness. Tank has a habit of beginning cautiously. He often waits until later rounds to unleash knockout blows. Against a bigger, longer opponent like Paul, that early hesitation could give Jake space to build confidence. 5. Pressure of expectations. As the clear favorite, Davis carries the heavier burden. Any misstep, especially against a crossover boxer, would hit his reputation harder than most fighters. Matchup breakdown. This fight is a true test of whether Jake Paul can handle a world-class professional with elite timing and fight-ending power. Paul has the size advantage, no question. But Tank Davis brings a skill set and experience level far beyond anyone Paul has faced. Jake's likely strategy will be to keep the fight at long distance, use his reach, and try to land strong shots early to slow Tank down. Meanwhile, Davis will look for small openings, angles, and counterpunching opportunities, waiting for the perfect moment to close the gap and detonate his power. Possible fight scenario. If Jake Paul enters with a game plan focused on size, pressure, and early control, he may try to impose himself from the opening bell. Heavy jabs, long-range strikes, and distance control will be essential for him to survive Tank's explosive style. But once Davis finds his timing and cuts inside, the fight could change instantly. One of the overlooked elements is the rule set. This matchup is labeled as an exhibition, and both fighters would be using 12-ounce gloves. That alone changes tactics. Larger gloves soften the power, slow down combinations, and shift the strategy toward technique and conditioning instead of pure knockout hunting. This could favor Jake's size, or Tank's precision, depending on how the rounds play out. Predicted outcome. After evaluating every factor, skill, size, experience, and style, here is the projected result. Gervonta "Tank" Davis is unquestionably the more skilled and seasoned fighter. His technique, timing, and ring IQ are far ahead of Jake Paul's. However, the massive physical difference cannot be ignored. In exhibition-style rules, where size plays an even bigger role, Paul has a legitimate advantage. If Jake remains disciplined and uses his reach effectively, he could win by decision, or even score a stoppage if Davis begins to fatigue late in the fight. His chances improve in a slower-paced, entertainment-driven environment. But Tank is never out of a fight. If Davis finds an opening, especially a clean shot with his left hand, he has the power and precision to end the night instantly. One mistake from Paul could flip the entire result. Final prediction. Jake Paul wins, but in a tough, competitive fight. Nothing comes easy here, and Tank remains dangerous from the first round to the last. Latest update. According to the most recent information, the anticipated matchup between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis, originally scheduled for November 14 in Miami, has been cancelled due to legal issues surrounding Davis. No new date has been officially announced. Final thoughts. And that brings us to the end of our full breakdown of Jake Paul versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis. What about you? Do you agree that Paul has the advantage because of his size? Or are you putting your money on Davis's superior skill and knockout power? Share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video with friends who love boxing. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next breakdown. Peace and respect to you all.